All right, we're back. Spent that week at my friend Lindsay's house sitting, and I think we did a Sunday salvage sales from there last week, and finished off the Terry 650B conversion dynamo bike. Rode that around a little more. The seat slipped on me, the seat post slipped on me. Felt like I was going to turn righty-loosey, so I was a little scared, but I got home where I had lots of seat post binder bolts and couldn't do stuff, and now it seems to cinch up just fine. I only took it on a 2 or 3 mile ride to go get a soda. Gonna take another ride today. I'm gonna go check out a space. It's a Bikes for Humanity space in this little bookstore. They're talking about maybe rent me some storage space and some workshop space. I don't know. It doesn't sound right, and I'm about to move at any time. My landlord's gonna kick us out. He's got the house up for sale, so I'm sure he'll give us notice anytime as soon as he sells the house. So I don't know if I'm gonna move across town or out of the city or what. It's a weird time to try and pick a space somewhere. But maybe I'll go look at it. I don't think they want me brazing there, and that's going to be a real deal breaker if they don't have an area they let me braze. Everyone's afraid of the fire marshal. The fire marshal comes and inspected my shop all the time. They never said a word about my oxyacetylene torch. So whatever. But I did just do the Sunday salvage sale. It was really thin. I think it's spent $20. The least I've ever spent there, I think. But let's see some good stuff. So I got this these old Master Blaster, like Road Morph pumps, which I thought they stopped making for a long time, and I bought up all the stock that everyone had, and somebody told me they still do make them, so I don't know. But it's a spring-loaded pump, so these are great for frames and stick the side of the dropout, and I usually do a little braze-on pump peg and put these down on like a back seat stay out of the way. They're really made for being like under top tube pumps, but I hate that. I carry my bike with a top tube all the time. I hate under top tube pumps. I don't like the Velcro strap being on there, rubbing my thighs while I'm pedaling. So I always do a custom braze on and move them out of the way or figure something out. And these come in a bunch of different sizes. This is kind of a larger one, but not the largest one. I think this one will fit. I got this old Mercian right here. This 52 centimeter Mercian, this would be too big for it. But I think on my 58 centimeter bikes, they fit fine. Another thing I like about these Master Blaster road pumps is that they just unthread. You can unthread the body and pull them right apart, which just leaves you with an aluminum tube that's threaded on both sides. So I polished these tubes for people. Just chemically stripped them and I polished them. I usually take them off and send them to the powder coater or painter whenever a bike gets painted and have them painted to match, which makes the pumps even more subtle. So I like them. And new, they were like 30 or 40 bucks. They were relatively cheap. Or like the Silkas are like hundreds of dollars, and to pull them apart and to have them painted is like a huge thing. And I've also heard the Silkas don't work that awesome. These work pretty well. I know on my rando bike I counted the pumps to try and get my tire up to 50 psi, and it was 80 pumps with one of these, which sucks. I bet there's some better pumps, but my old Zafal classic high pressure was 300 pumps to get my tire up, so these are pretty good. I like that you can figure it out and count it, and so you can go from a dead flat to actually getting your tire up to pressure by just counting to 80. Because I know a lot of the little road pumps and little tiny ones, like you can't get your tire up to pressure. You can't do it. You can barely get it up to, probably gonna get a pinch flat pressures to try and ride to someplace the real bike pump. So this is good stuff. They had some free bottles of chemicals. I grabbed them. This one is PB Blaster chain lubricant, chain and cable lubricant. I don't know if it's any different than their regular penetrating oil or not. Probably. I know I used to use this stuff on really rusty chains and on Burning Man bikes for people. Just blast their chains with this stuff. I probably have one of these already, but it was free. But first thing I saw was the Gear Fix lube biking Philwood Tenacious Oil. I like the Philwood lube. It is not waterproof, so I kind of got out of the habit of using it. But I like to pour this inside shifters, and they made 2 different oils, Tenacious Oil and a different one in a green bottle. I like better. I think this stuff's a little thinner. But it's nice. You can drip this inside of cables and housing, and I'm sure they made it for lube and chains, but it's because they live in California, where it never rains, and people don't ride in the rain if it did. I got 2 tools. I got another 8, because I keep forgetting if I got one of these or not. I want one. This is, the crank bolt. Oh, it says 8mm China right on it. And I got this. This is the Park CCP1. I've been wanting one of these because I'm a nerd. I might have already got one. I don't know what's wrong with me. But this is the cool ones, the first version of the Park tool, and it's got English and TA. Because they were originally making this for Schwinn, and Schwinn was using a lot of TAs on their higher end stuff. It's all mangled on the end. It needs to be like dressed on the grinder and get all these burrs off. I don't know. Whatever. I got it. Tools. I'm going to throw them in these 4 bins of doubles and triples of tools I already have. I'll need it someday. Then for the actual stuff, what did I get? So, like a psycho, first thing I did was run up to the free box. A little girl's basket. I don't care about that, but it is full of hooks. You know, these hooks are a couple of bucks a piece. So, you know, a bin of them for free. I used to use these everywhere. I'd put shelf brackets up in shelves. And I'd do display stuff on top of the shelves at the shop. I had like 500 old water bottles from, you know, Phil Wood and Vintage Schwinn, and whatever people donated them. I'd buy them at garage sales. I'd find them in free boxes. I had so many cool old ones. Or, you know, we'd have bikes up there. And then we'd put these in to hang tires off of, hang wheels off of. I had to get them just high enough to where I could reach all the way up and grab them. And then be able to get them off the hook. So they're nowhere near hitting your head. They're out of the way. There's a whole bin of these. There's also a few partial brakes in there. Looks like no springs, no bolts. But it looks like they have new pads on them. I don't know. These brakes will probably go right in the recycling. Maybe there's a matching, looks like there's one matching set in here with springs and pads. These were slightly used. There's a bunch of new, cheaper ones. I didn't grab them. But a whole bin of these hooks. I feel like wherever I get some storage space, I'll probably, you know, go find some pallets and or some 2x4s and build a little freestanding rack. I can put these hooks in so I can hang wheels and tires. As tight as possible, but also that way you can zip tie them together and hang them too deep if you want. And I can still have another shelf on the bottom and put some more stuff. Maybe put some rolling caster wheels on it. Make something pretty functional. Here is the junk I got. More stuff I don't need to clean. I don't want to. And this is a Shimano CX70, so it's like the cyclocross. More compact double front derailleur, top pole, road. I don't know. It wasn't in really good shape other than being really dirty. I got another stem. It's a Salsa Cycles little black stem in good shape with nothing missing. It says Salsa Cycles real subtle. I mean, anything that says Salsa, people think is good. I'll probably get 10 or 15 bucks for it. I don't know. I got a Campagnolo lock ring. Ooh, campy cassette lock ring. I don't know why. Why would they ever sell this separately? Who's missing one of these? Everybody's got extras of these from Throwing Away Walmart cassettes. I don't know. Whatever, it's brand new in the bag. I'll put it on eBay and I'll get 5 or 10 bucks for it. I think it says Campy and it's brand new. I got a bell with a fake brass finish. And a kind of harsh aluminum ring, because I'm sure it's aluminum. But whatever, I don't know. I have a few bells, but I really wanted a bell on the... When I was riding the Terry 650B conversion the other day. You know, some neighbors in the front yard mowing. They didn't see me and I wanted to wave at them. So I was like, I better grab one. One generic black 27.2 seat post with some scuffs on the back. There's a few. I don't know. I got a bunch of generic black handlebars and brakes and stuff. Like, I'll be doing a fixie build soon, so why not? Some cross top levers have been there a while. They look kind of nice. There's no branding on them. They've got the same lettering as Tektro. They're 31.8. They've got kind of a weird modern-y shape and kind of fancy modern stainless steel bolt. And the bolts that go through, these like rivety things, are also threaded. It's interesting. I don't know why. Maybe you can thread a bell in there or something if you wanted. Another set of Tektros RL 721s. These are 31.8 as well. They've got the reusable zip tie on it, which I love saving and using. They're in like mint condition. I mean, I usually get 15 to 18 bucks for mint condition cross top levers on eBay, so why not? And they're 35 or 40 bucks new. Another stem, a little wax, dried grease on there. F99, it's really light. I need to get out a magnet and check these bolts, man. These bolts are probably just stainless. They got kind of a funky color. I was like, oh, they might be tie. This thing is really light, even compared to the Salsa Cycle stem. It's like noticeably lighter. It's got the cutouts, the aluminum's thinner, faceplate's thinner. It's still pretty short. People like buying short stems. They don't like buying long stems. This was just in a random bin of crap. This is cool. This is Sagino. It's got crank bolt removal, like 15 mil on this side, and then crank puller on this side. It looks like you can just hold it with a wrench on either side. So it's like a little crank puller tool. Instead of having a built-in handle, you just have to find the right size wrench. So medium handy. I was digging through the totally dead bin of cassettes and used cassettes. There's barely anything good in there, but sometimes there is. No one else digs. I found one thing I'm kind of excited about. I went, ooh, and grabbed it and threw it in my bag. It's had a chain on it, but it has like no noticeable wear other than a little wear around, the finish. There's like no actual tooth wear. But it's a Euro-Asia Imports 16 tooth. ISO 8th inch, made in the USA. These are like the hot thing for like a decade or two. Like basically the nicest track hog you could get other than like Phil Wood. And I found it. One guy's like, "Ooh, what did you find? This is so exciting." Some guy I'd never seen before. Dumpster Dave was there this time, which was amazing. He was talking to this guy ahead of time, and I think this guy had a bike Dumpster Dave wanted to buy. It was down in Salem, so he's like, "You got a car? You take me to Salem? Get a bike?" I'm like, "Maybe." And the guy's like, "Oh, I'm gonna put it on eBay." It's like, just have the guy bring it up if it comes up again. And the guy, I don't know, he's a little pretentious. After I showed him this, he's like, "Yeah, only me and you would care about stuff like that." I'm like, I don't know, maybe he watches these videos? I'm like, me and you? I don't know. I don't know you. I never met you before in my life. Half the other guys here might think they're cool. I don't know. But then he came in and he went and got a Colnago track bike out of his car, a frame, and just sort of paraded around. He's like, "Hey, should I get this for $35? And everyone's like, "Oh," and I was like, "Nah." I thought it was being funny. But it was a pretty cool bike. Chrome fork, chrome track ends. Like, I don't know why he brought it in. Show it off, I guess. Maybe he needed something done. If you would have asked me if you could have this, I would have said yes for that bike. That bike was hot. But this is hot. 16 tooths really too small for me anymore. But it used to be my favorite size, 42/16. I had it killed to find this at Sunday Salvage Sales, 20 years ago. These little foldy bike maps, you should be able to find the Portland bike maps like everywhere at every bike shop, and like no one cares anymore. If you go online, they have them, and they're like impossible to look at. You can't zoom into the neighborhood you want. They're super annoying. There's no key. There's a little foldy map showing all the stuff. Like one side's like mostly downtown, one side's like mostly way North Portland or whatever. But I've been wanting a bike map. I found one at the bins the other day, like a full-size one, but I'm going to throw this in my rando bag because I hate Googling it. I don't Google directions for bikes, don't know half the stuff. It's very annoying. Real bike maps are the truth. Take a few seconds to look at in color. One PDW, kind of modern. It's got like a fancy little pattern on it. Ooh, fancy little pattern. Front light, and it turns right on. There's nothing wrong with it. There's all the hardware and stuff. Oh, and one set of Tektro V-brake levers. They're a little dirty. There's nothing special at all. They're not scuffy. No, they're not wrecked on. It's $112 on eBay. So like really no scores, but that's all right because I got like 5 boxes of parts I gotta clean and get listed on eBay, and I just have no motivation to do it at all. I tried to do a little cleaning at Lindsay's last time. Brought some stuff and I was like, ugh. I'd bring enough cleaning tools. It wasn't right. I don't know. I still got this Mercian to tear down for parts. Add to the piles of parts that need to be cleaned and put on eBay. So I don't know. And my eBay sales have been nothing for the last like 3 weeks. I'm like, oh. It's a good thing I babysat. I did get a call from Tomcat, and he said that one of the 2 consignment bikes I have over at his shop sold for $300. So I'm gonna get $200. He takes a third. That's cool, and I got some money for house sitting and dog sitting. So I'll make a rant once again, but nothing over that. Yeah, just a little teeny tiny Sunday Salvage Score sales. I gotta go check out this Bikes for Humanity extra weird space. I'm sure there might be a couple other bike mechanics in there and a few other people just like renting random chunks of the basement and stuff. So have to go check that out. So thanks for watching. just when I think I'm out, they keep pulling me back in. I try not to order too much junk on the internets, but you know, sometimes you go through a phase and I love spending money on crappy bike parts, in case you can't tell. So I got my Temu order. It's like a cheap, crappy website with like straight to you Chinese products that are getting discontinued or something. So everything's like super cheap and on crazy sale, and they have crazy weird floating deals, and it's a very weird site. I got one little order a couple days ago, just 2 little grease tubes that plug into like a grease needle gun. I think should be in here. I got these, which I think might actually be eBay's. And then this big bag, which I think is the Temu's. And I'm gonna open this stuff too for fun. I also forgot to mention there was one really nice BMX crank set at the Sunday Salvage Sales, and I hit them because Gary wasn't there. He's down in California or something. And hopefully come back up for the next one. If not, maybe I'll buy them for him and hope he likes them. They're really heavy though. They're gonna be like 20 bucks. They look like cast iron, but they say chromoly on them, and I think they're a Profile or some other BMXy brand like that. They're kind of modern. They definitely like press fit and tighten down, but they're in like mint condition, and they're BMX. I think they said they're 180s. They're cool. But anyways, let's look at some of this junk. I think I was going to save these things for the next, probably last video. On the old Terry 650B bike, I got this one set of weird, cheapo, off the internet, basically a Temu brand, but I think I got it on eBay for probably way more than they are on Temu. Red locking skewers with their own little special, like 5-sided Allen instead of 6-sided Allen. And these are going to be totally dope, and they're going to go on the Terry probably later today. I'm about to go take it for a ride to check out the place, like I said. Wow, this has a lot of extra tape on it. Come on, I forgot what this is. Be something cool. Be something red. Not as advertised, bro. They said they were 6mm ID, 8mm OD. These are tiny. So these are is a little bag of stainless steel beads, which I like to use for spacers, but not these ones. They're the wrong size. The nice thing is most of these really cheapo, says it from Louisville, Kentucky, most of these places you write and be like, dude, you guys sent me the wrong size. And I'm like, oh, whatever, and they'll just mail you a new one, not even ask the old ones back. Those are tiny, I don't know if I'll ever use them for anything. Alright, here's a big Temu bag. It came from the UPSers. The grease came in a different bag, maybe for shipping reasons or something. I think it came from USPS. They're different, anyone who deals with them definitely has preferences and knows their strong suits, weak suits for them. Smushy bag o' stuff. Ooh. So here's an 8-speed golden chain. And it's got like reliefs in it and stuff. I have no idea if it's any good. I want to use it on this XT Novaro Randonnée build I'm going to do. 120-piece set of M5 bolts. And there are real short ones in here. There's like 6s and 8s and 10s and 12s and 20s. It's a lot of bolts. Butt's not poking out. I think I spent like 120 bucks on all this stuff. You put it all in, they give you weird discount codes, and depending on the day and the quantity, it changes so much. And it was like up to 300 bucks. I got it down to like 100. I saw one of the car guys I'm really into, and he did a review of a welder, a stick welder. It's like a gun. So it looks like a battery-powered drill, but it takes the little stick welder electrodes with the built-in flux. I was doing electric welding with it, and he got it on Temu down to like 10 bucks or something. And did a review video and said it was actually really great. It had some grounding problems, and he cut the grounding arm and power cord down a little bit shorter and reclamped them, and that solved all the problems. They're just like too long for the voltage and stuff. So there's another pack. I got one of these before. A little colored valve caps. They only come with one red, which is super annoying. There's 2 dark grays. There's 2 silvers, 2 blues, 1 gold, 1 red. So now I have 2 packs of these, so now I have 2 golds and 2 reds. Pretty sure I also ordered some other reds. Ooh, here's another little weird pack. These things are already pre-packed and ready to mail, in case you only buy one thing, I guess. But don't worry, I reuse all my bubble wrap and stuff. I reuse all the little plastic bags for carts that pull off bikes. Okay, so here's the little red anodized stainless steel bolts. They're cute. They have really little domey heads. They're pretty bright and pretty red. I mean, they're way too long for Water Bottle Boss bolts, but maybe this would be good on the rack bolts and stuff. Like, I don't know. I'm into them. I'm gonna try them. They're $4 or $5. Here's a little kit of, looks like 4mm red troopery ferrules. Oh, I got a couple. Oh, good. There's just stickers thrown in here I ordered. Probably a pretty crappy sticker if I was going to put on the back of my truck for fun. It does not look high-end or outdoors at all. This is warning, parts may fall off. I think that's going to be hilarious in the back of my truck for a while. Another little Troopy brand. It's an 11-speed cassette spacer, so you can run 8, 9, 10-speed cassettes on your 11-speed hubs. I think something's good to have around. I don't need one, but I got them real cheap, so I got 2 of them. Some more little bags. Another little thing of miscellaneous multicolor cable tips. These should be the M5. They're like a weird long step down Troopy ferrule for doing red. I also got a set of the same things in gold. For the XT bike. If I redo the cables and housing for any reason, I'll use them on the Terry. Oh, this is like an old man like foot scraper thing. You guys don't care about that. A little thing of miscellaneous washer. Oh, I thought these are all M5 in different sizes, but they are not. There's like M1s, 2s, 3s, 4s, some M5s, some M6s, a bunch of bigger stuff. I don't know, it was probably like really cheap. Ooh, I got some, these are aluminum gold Bottle Boss bolts. I got some gold braided housing. I think I have the silver on my rando bike right now. Velo Orange sells this stuff too. I have no idea if it was made in the same factory, probably, but it's a real bright gold, and they had rolls for like $5, so brake and shift. So I got both of them. Hopefully they're both in here. This one's common brake and shift kit, it says. Well, I don't believe that at all. I think this is just shift. Ooh, I got my red with reflective stripe bungee cargo net for the Terry red build. Take my blue one back off. Another little pre-packaged thing. Another set of the stainless steel red bolts. I'm gonna cut all these down to size. I'm gonna red bolt up that Terry. You know what I'm saying? This little package has nothing on it. How do they even know? Oh wait, there's a sticker. This is like a magnetic ground clamp. It's supposed to be a magnet. This side comes down and touches a little bare metal spot to give you better grounding on your welders instead of using, like, my MIG welder has like a little clamp, so you gotta clamp something that's been ground down. This can just grind a little teeny spot and hook it on. So it's all brass. It should ground great. A little magnet. I don't know. It was like $1 or $2. I was like, I want to try it with my MIG. I'm gonna be doing a bunch of hole filling on my truck and stuff eventually someday. It's gonna start it this spring, but I'm not worried about getting kicked out. I don't want my truck all pulling apart. What is this? What is this? Why don't I just have a knife? Why am I not prepared? Oh my god. I found my Switchblade spork, but not my Switchblade knife. I got this wine opener with like a little label opening thing. Oh yeah, okay. Little box with some of the generic silver bar end plugs. Here's a little bag of eyeballs that are also valve caps. I'm gonna put these on my truck. I just have like some boring chrome with green ones. I've got some other stuff, but I'm going for like an early 60s sort of custom look. I think maybe these bloodshot eyeball valve caps on my chrome wheels with my chrome spider hubcaps might look real dope. Until the neighbor kids steal them. I got one of these little Extendo Dork cords with red on it. That's really little and crappy. So much crappier than the picture. And the plan is with this is to put my bike key and the red locking key from the red skewers onto this and just keep this dedicated on the bike, and then when I'm locking it up and walking around I can just strap it on my arm, baby, and drape it over the handlebars. Have its own dedicated thing, its own dedicated lock. We used to carry something very similar to this, and they called it Clown Camo or Clown Party. I couldn't help myself. They had it. It comes and goes. It's like clown bar tape. Do a real bright, colorful build. Customers used to love it, man. I sold as much as I did black at the shop. Ooh! Here is the, wound stainless brake and bright gold. Ooh, here's my grease gun. I've wanted one of these for a while. I'm doing grease all the dumbest ways possible. So this thing should just thread right into the grease tube. You can hold it like this and push it like that. It's got little tubes so you can see if it's full and shooting out. And then come in and just barely crack headsets open and sneak and grease it in there with a long needle, getting the cones on bikes, not pull things all the way apart. Very exciting, very exciting. Oh, is that like... Oh wait, there's a couple of things. Two things. This other little box, which I'm guessing is the gold bar end plugs. I should have probably ordered gold grips when I did this. I don't know. Gold bar end plugs. Totes. And this, I think, is something crazy. Remember, kids, always cut away from yourself instead of towards yourself with knives. It's the opposite of what you want to do and what works well, but don't stab yourself. Ooh, this is so fun. I don't even oh, I do remember what this is. Okay. Try to pull this apart kind of safely. I want to reuse this bubble wrap, man. So this is the generic Wuzubai rip-off pliers for doing dynamo wiring. This is a kit with a bunch of different little ends that are all maybe generic and weird, and maybe some of them will work and fit with standard stuff. They usually like to say that they're gold. I don't think they even said it, but usually they say they're gold-plated for corrosion resistance. I've never found that to be true. Plain silver seemed to actually work the best. These ones are gold. Who knows if they're alright or not. They'll probably be fine on some cheapo stuff. If I'm doing sun things, I'll use the real sun connectors. And they have pre-made, pre-shrunk little wire covers. Usually just give you some generic tube and you cut it all down, put it on there and shrink it a lighter. Let's waste one of these guys. This seems like a size that I've never seen for bikes. So these little dudes are little pieces of metal that are bent all around in this little connector shape. And then you put them in your little pliers and you line them up on the right size. And you usually put the wire through and you go climp. And that definitely mangled a lot, and that's the biggest size. So what do you know? The $12 pliers are probably not anywhere near as good as the as the $300 pliers. But who knows? Maybe we'll play with this, maybe it'll work fine, or maybe it'll be complete and total garbage and totally unfunctional. There's no wire in it, and it definitely smashed everything a little bit weird. But what it does is it smashes down and around, so it pinches that wire in here. Probably really hard to show in this video. I'll get some close-up photos later. I used to have like whole how-tos on the Northern website, but it's gone. So they're charging me $300 a month or a year to keep it alive, and I'm like, why? I'll make a free website and put lots of how-to stuff on for this video channel eventually, someday. This is very much like the Sun style connectors. A male and a female. The ends is kind of bent up and around so you can poke in there with a little pokey tool or sharpen spoke and open it up to make it the looseness or tightness you want. They connect together and you put the wire in here and crimp it, put the wire in here and crimp it, and now you got quick disconnect. I like the quick disconnects for if I run wires inside of fenders, I'll put a disconnect at the outside of each fender, so if I want to take the fender off for some reason and work on the bike, I'm going to cut my wire and rewire everything. Because once the wire's inside the fender, I like to run the aluminum tape on it and really seal it in there. So it's got like a little locking system on it, a little hole punched that I don't like. I want my wires to be able to come apart fairly easy. Bro, I want to try one of these in here. You know, it looks pretty nice from here, but it's real tight. Maybe with the wire in there, I crimped it not full tight. The other ones were like, the $300 pliers are so nice. Like they're perfect. Every crimp, every time. They roll perfect. I've done this a million times, so maybe they like fit the crimps. These ones are like too wide. So these might require a couple extra steps with some pliers to make these little crimpers that come around, which like up like this, and you have to pinch them a little bit to make them fit inside this tool. That's all right. Save 300 bucks. Do a little extra step for just like a second with some pliers to get these to fit before you crimp them. The jaws also aren't aligned perfectly. They have screws. I think I can maybe loosen the screw and wiggle them a little bit, make them maybe align the bottom one forward like a 0.5 millimeter. Maybe that'll make it better. I don't know. Cheap knockoffs, man. We'll play with them. We'll see. So anyways, that's my video. Thanks for watching. I gotta go throw this red stuff on that Terry and go do a ride. I also need to take the battery and get it charged for my truck. I haven't driven like 5 months, and I killed it the other day trying to start it. I was having some cracked fuel filter issues letting air into the lines, and it wouldn't fill up full of gas, and by the time I figured it out, it killed the battery. Oh my god! Oh my god, when it rains it pours. Didn't even clean this junk up. I'm gonna go check out that space. I might have some storage / workspace for rent. It was kind of cool. It was crazy. It's a giant, huge place, mostly full of hoarding nonsense. They're worried about me brazing, maybe. I haven't really talked to the guy yet. I'm gonna talk to him some more. He's got some other spots for rent. It's a bunch of junk. I'd have to move out of the way. But it's doable. It is doable. And then, while I was there, she's like, oh, hey, I have to go. This legendary bike shop is closing here in town. It's been open for 30 years. It's one of the first cool places I ever went when I went here in the 90s. A friend's like, oh, I need a bike part for your bike. And took me over there. It's a real tragedy in a lot of ways. So they're sort of liquidating a bunch of stuff and going through stuff and downsizing and trying to get it all cleared out. So she bought a bunch of stuff from over there. And I was like, hey, you want to come with me and check it out? They have some frame building stuff. I was like, yeah. I went. They're asking too much for most stuff, but I did get some cool things, and I want to show it off. The first thing, a big box for free on the counter of City Bikes, 30 years, 1990 to 2020. It's crazy. Koozies. I got a koozie. The last thing I got was on the counter next to that was this Sasha White Speedwagon MMAP Ass Saver saddle thing. And I grabbed it because it's got little instructions on how you use it properly, and it's not all mangled like the other one I got. So this is hilarious. They clip under your seat and then they fold down and clamp your saddle rails to keep you from getting water spraying on your butt because you don't have fenders. I should say the real first thing I got when we went there, it was when we went, they had a big free pile outside, including a little piece of pegboard with some hooks and a few chain rings on it. And I went and I grabbed them. This is a nice Stronglite 45 tooth. It's probably the least desirable one, but like no wear at all chain ring. I grabbed it. This little guy, which is, this is also a Stronglite. This is off a triple. It's the 32 tooth. It's 45, 32, probably a 54 or something dumb. It's got these little Stronglite-y chain rings. That's, oh god, they're both kind of the same size. I wonder if this fits like a regular Stronglite crank. It looks too small. I don't know. So I got that. So I went upstairs, and most of the stuff they were selling was like cutters and reamers and facers, and they wanted basically wholesale for stuff or even more. It wasn't a super awesome deal. I got that Campy toolkit. So the Cobra toolkit with Silva Campy. It's all the same. So I didn't need any of that stuff. I did notice on the wall they had like 3 of these Park headset presses, and I've been wanting one for a long time, and everyone wants too much money for them. So we talked for a while, and he decided to do $100 for the best, newest one. So that was exciting. All the other ones are a little bit shorter and all mangled and worn out. I have had 4 of these in my life. I sold them all for $50 each. I was very sad that everyone wants $150 for them now. So getting like a mint condition brand new one for $100 more than I want to pay. But still great. Now I have a headset press again, a real one. And then I asked about clamp arms, and they had a few, and they looked them up, and yeah, they wanted 50 or 60, but I'm like, I usually go for less than I use. It's more like 30 or 40. He's like, well, we got this one, I'll do it for 30. He's like, I'll do it for 20. So I got this one cheapo, but still totally nice. It's like bent steel instead of like forged aluminum, and the jaws are in really good shape. It's still adjustable. It's not that adjustable. It's got 2 different pinholes, so I have to like pull this out instead of like a turn knob to adjust it. So I want to do really oversized stuff or undersized stuff. This is a little more annoying, but most of them will work on normal stuff, so it doesn't really matter. It's real dusty. So 120 bucks. And then we went outside, went through their free box again. There's a bunch of posters and things. There's some dorky Christmas tree things. There's this one. And I grabbed it, and I noticed that whoever made this didn't use dead chain rings. So this bottom one's a 42 tooth GPME, probably 144 BCD, I'll have to check. But it's like... it's still like 80% life left. The one above it is an SR 34 tooth. It looks smaller 110. This might be for the 74. It might be a really weird size too, but it has like nowhere. The one above it looks like maybe a little 94 BCD. Oh, and maybe it's Mangles. Like, usually you use stuff out of the recycling to make these, but these bottom two look pretty nice. Unless I'm not seeing something. So I might actually take these. And my friend I went with, she's like, I'll use all those disco balls if you don't use them. So I might bring those to Sunday salvage sale for her tomorrow, the rest of the stuff. We'll see. So, I mean, when it rains, it pours. I got my Sunday salvage sale stuff, my cheap internet ordery stuff, and some scores from the old City Bikes going out of business. I got to see Bob Bantam. He's been at City Bikes as one of the owner members for, say, like 12 years now or something crazy. I really feel like it's been like 3, but, you know, life's crazy. And he makes Bantam cycles. He was at Palinki forever as their head builder. He shares shop space with my friend Tony Tapia, who does Frame Builder Supply, which I recommend all the time. They have old style C-post spider bolts. They have the old style dropout screw adjusters. They have a lot of stuff that home mechanics can really use, as well as frame building stuff. If you want to get into that, he bought all the rights from Pacente for the prettiest lugs and fork crowns and all that stuff. I got like more than 50% of all my frame building supplies from him, and when at Northern we were making a bunch of frames. A little bit from Seaway in England, and we got some from Bike Fab Supply. I try to spread some stuff around, and everybody has different stuff. You know, there's weird contracts, so he only has all the Lone Chen in America, and he can't get anywhere else in America, and blah, blah, blah. So different guys have different stuff, and, you know, sometimes you like one Candy Boss way better than another, and only one guy has the good Candy Boss you like, only one guy has like the good cable stop you like, and you start getting picky. So I have a giant score of stuff to put away, and all the boxes of stuff from last Sunday to put away, a lot more to put away, and I got home real late, and my dog is out there ready to go to the park. But I had to throw in this second addendum. So thanks for watching. And I almost forgot one last thing when we were leaving City Bikes. Bob was like, hey, do you want this? I was like, oh, I'll twist my arm. He's like, it's full of all brand new hardware. I might not have said new. Most of it looks new. But it is true. He gave me this storage bin drawer that's covered in some sort of oil. Something, shock oil, brake oil, cutting oil. But it is full of hardware. M5 Allen, 25 millimeter. There is M5 Allen, and it looks like some of it is definitely 25 millimeters, some is not. Got a ton of some spacers. There's a lot of junk that I don't recognize and will never ever use that I'm going to put in recycling, and a lot of good stuff. Brand new spacers, 2 of them. Where's this one over here? Brand new spacers, little shorties, 2 of them. A bunch of washers. All kinds of bolts. Those are Candy Boss bolts. Random trash. But, you know, I'm drowning in stuff. But, you know, like hardware, man. Oily hardware. Ooh, so much hardware. Ooh. So, that's hundreds of dollars worth of bolts, honestly, for free. There's a whole bunch of weird, cheapo, like rack bolts that are extra long for no reason. I'll give all those away for free at my big bike yard sale coming up at the next swap meet. There's a whole other set of those. Yeah. But most of these, most of these are good Allen stuffs. So much bolts. So much awesome. Now, for reals, thanks for watching.